Hi friends, I've made another purchase. Introducing to my collection is the Winsor Newton Drawing Ink Black, White, and Metallics 4-pack for about $26 on Amazon. It comes in this cute little box, and when you open it, there are 4 other cute little boxes. I love packaging so much. I thought this would be the perfect way to start trying inks since there's a silver and a gold for some fancy detailing, but there's also a white to try to use for highlights in paintings, and also a black to use for basics or writing or line art. Let's get thee to the lab. You can't hear, but my neck is cracking a lot. So I'm starting on some mixed media paper because I needed to put down some watercolor globs to test how the inks would do on top of them. Oh yeah, I should mention that this purchase required a subsequent purchase. You see, I didn't have dip pens, which obviously I need. A need is a need, I don't make the rules. Anyways, I got this pack from AliExpress for about $4. It came with a few different nibs and 2 holders, except that one of them has a smaller hole specifically for the tiny nibs, so only one of them is usable for the other 4. Okay, back to the inks. The one I was most excited for was the gold, since I really wanted to add gold detailing to my watercolor paintings. Unfortunately, this one was the most annoying to use. Don't get me wrong, it's really pretty when you open it. Look at that shimmer. But you gotta shake it a lot since the gold particles will definitely settle to the bottom. And all that shaking is kind of useless because once you put down the bottle to use it, the particles start sinking really quickly again. I didn't know if it was gonna stick too much to a paintbrush, so I was looking for like an old crusty one. By the time I dipped it in there and put the ink down on the paper, it was separated and this kind of oily rim formed around the ink marks. Because of that, the coverage looked inconsistent and not very opaque, especially on top of the watercolors. I did try it with the dip pen as well, and I think it looked a bit better, but the ink didn't really want to stick onto the dip pen too much, so it was quite difficult and annoying to navigate, especially since I also don't really know how to use dip pens properly either. That's my fault though. Anyways, I decided to move on to the other color since my excitement level was like here, and then the gold came and just uppercut me. Next we have the silver. This guy was kind of the star of the show and also the only one that had a danger label on it. Yikes. It was definitely made differently from the gold because the particles did not separate as much after shaking, and there's also no like glittery shimmer to it like there was with the gold. But this bright boy was shiny, had consistent and opaque coverage, and did well with both the brushes and the dip pens. Kisses! But not too close, because you know. Next up is the white. This ink had the thickest consistency of them all, so much so that it was kind of hard to wash off both the brush and the dip pen. It also did pretty well with both the brush pen and the dip pen. The coverage is consistent, but the opacity is not really that great, although it's not too bad. I'm not that mad at it because getting like a good white is pretty hard unless you're using acrylics. I did find that with the white, the watercolor underneath would lift if you put too much pressure, so using it for highlights, it would definitely need a very like delicate touch. Last is the black ink. This one was the most enjoyable to use. The consistency was great, and I noticed right away how much nicer it felt to use with the dip pen. It was also nice to use with the brush and washed out really easily. I can see myself using the black quite a lot, maybe for line art with watercolors, since the black was the only one that was waterproof, I'm pretty sure. Did you think I was done? I also tested the inks on cotton paper, tan paper, and black paper. The cotton paper, they pretty much behaved and looked the same as on the mixed media paper, so I'm just gonna move on from that. On the tan paper, I think they looked the most underwhelming. The gold didn't really stand out. The white wasn't quite opaque enough to look great, and the silver looked okay, but almost looked like a white. I didn't test the black because I'm lazy, and also you know what black looks like. On the black paper, however, they all looked pretty damn good. I actually think the gold looked the best on it, although still not ideal, and the dip pen was still giving me trouble, and the brush wasn't giving consistent coverage, but it did look a lot better after the ink dried. Both the white and the silver did pretty damn good on the black, so I decided to do a little bit of a painting slash drawing. Would ink be painting or would it be drawing? Whatever. I decided to make some art with the gold, silver, and white on the black paper. I drew a little sketch of a kitty. Baby! Hold on, Junie really wants to be taken out. Bye, baby. Here, go. But you can't be meowing to get back in, okay? Yeah, so I did a little sketch of a kitty. You can kind of see it if you bring it up to the sun, and then I decided to go in with the white as the outline, and I used the dip pen for that. And it looked pretty good, so I was happy with that. But then I brought in like a small detail brush because I wasn't confident that I could use the dip pen for the gold, and I did the eyes with the gold, and then I also did the necklace with the gold, and then I busted out the silver, and I used the silver for the glasses and the background little border. Problem is, like I said, the white and the silver look so similar, so there just wasn't enough contrast, so I decided to go around the rims of the glasses and add a gold outline. And this is what it looked like. Ooh. Now that I've painted this, now that I've made this, I kind of like the gold a little more. It's still a little bit too blotchy for me, but it looks fantastic on the black and like enough to stand out when I do this. The silver, however, just not shiny enough. Like it really just looks like a white from afar or even up close. So I think I've changed my stance on that, at least on black paper. The white is doing pretty good. I liked using it with the dip pen the most. I didn't try it with the brush, so I guess I can't talk there. I hope you like the kitty. Meow! I posted it on Instagram too if you want to go follow me. All in all, I know I complained about the price, but it's not a terrible price for 4 of these. You get 2 metallics and 2 basics, which is fun. Can you tell that I stopped writing the script by this point? I don't know if this was helpful to anybody, but I just thought I would review them because I like seeing new products. I like trying new products, and I like watching videos of people reviewing products. And although I don't know that much about ink, this is my first like experience with inks in general ever. I think this is a really great introductory set to get your feet wet. And I can totally see myself buying like the whole rainbow of colors that they offer. But yeah, I hope you liked me, and I hope you liked the kitty, and I hope you liked the little pretty thingies. Happy December, everybody, and I will see you guys next week with another video because I'm a proper YouTuber now. Meow. My whole family has decided to stomp around the house right the second that I pressed record. Press.